Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of the Fourth and a Mile podcast. That's Nicholas. I'm Jay Zaza, and welcome back for college football. So, a few things before we get started on our first major topic. If you didn't listen to our NFL episode, we explained the reason for our absence. The reason was because we both had travel plans and we both were insanely busy. We apologize for both, and I take the blame mostly. I just have a lot of behind the scenes stuff go on in my family and my job. So, yeah, we plan on doing a rivalry episode, but we but it turned out but plans said otherwise. Plans and life said otherwise. So I apologize for that. I will take the blame there. But we're not going anywhere. We are not going anywhere for Christmas break. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, we'll be back.
So what we have planned today is this is going to be a longer episode. We're going to talk about first. We're going to talk about rivalry week a little bit. We're going to talk about that a little bit. We're going to go through the coaches, most of the coaching searches, and hires because one major one broke today. So there's one positive of being late to this. And then we'll go into conference championships and talk about the playoff. So sit back, relax, and let's get started. You ready, Nicholas?
We're ready.
Let's do this. All right. So rivalry week. This rivalry week was a really good one, but there were a few games that I thought would be a little closer, but turned out not. Let's start off with Friday night, Black Friday. Texas beats Texas A&M. We're going to start there since that was the first big game of rivalry week. I mean, the Egg Bowl. I mean, the Egg Bowl went about how I expected. That one I don't really have to talk about much. Really, all the stories for that came
Off the field.
Off the field. The Egg Bowl, Ole Miss wins. They're 11-1. They're going to the playoff. So now let's talk about Texas A&M Texas. Texas won the game 27-17 in Austin. Texas ends the year 9-3. A&M finishes the year 11-1, but because of tiebreakers and everything, they missed out on the SEC championship. Because of that, Georgia took their spot. Nicholas, what were your takes on this game?
Well, if you're an A&M fan, you're happy that Marcel Reed is still healthy and fine. Because right when you made that cut,
it was a non-contact injury.
Yeah,
you really are worried about that.
Yeah, came back in the next possession, was fine. Turned the ball over, I think. Texas kind of just had second half just totally took the game over and really just dominated from
Texas won the rushing game 218 to 157, and passing yards was led by A&M by a yard. So
yeah,
Texas rushing
struggled in the first half, really to move the ball. They were not really moving the ball. Arch was missing a lot of throws. Texas A&M was getting a ton of pressure. And then
but they never got to the quarterback. That was the issue.
Yeah.
Texas got to the quarterback more often than A&M, and A&M had 2 turnovers this game. Both were kind of during the end of the game, but still, that's brutal.
It just seemed like Texas had control.
Arch Manning, I think the story of the game for Texas is that Arch Manning's kind of grown throughout the year. He didn't look great to start the year, even though everyone thought he'd be the number 1 overall pick, yada, yada, yada. Didn't turn out that way. He's a normal college quarterback, and he's playing his best football at the end of the year. So you're going into 2027, which I doubt he's going to go out, especially this year.
Well, from what Cooper Manning, his dad, was saying, even before this year, that he was probably going to play 2 years of college, start 2 years of college. Unless he had a really good season, which he's had his standards probably not as good.
He wouldn't be a top pick.
Wouldn't even be a first round guy. Maybe, I don't know, but
again, he grew throughout the year.
Yeah, especially heading into next year.
This was a young Texas offense.
Yeah.
A lot of these guys were super young, and like they had to rebuild that O-line. They had to rebuild that entire offense. Their defense was way more experienced, so there's a reason why that was big. But again, Texas grew throughout the year and won a – you say what you will about Texas, but they won their two biggest games of the year. They won the Red River. Arch played great in the rivalry games. He played great in the Red River, and he played great against A&M.
Well,
for Texas fans, those are the two probably most important games of the year.
The Texas fans, but the college football fans, they did lose their two best games of the year.
For college football fans. But that's not the reason they're going to probably miss the playoff.
Losing to Florida.
Because of this game, there's a chance, very, very slim chance Texas gets in, but
I would say about like a point. I would say like a 2% chance.
Maybe I'd say it's very very unlikely. It's kind of like Alabama last year where it's very unlikely. But
Alabama last year had a better chance than where Texas is.
Yeah. But still, they're same record.
Yeah.
A&M, it sucks that you lost to Texas, first of all. They haven't beat Texas. When was the last time? Hold on.
I don't even know. Probably back when they were in the definitely when they were back in the Big 12. But even then, A&M is still going to have a home game in the playoffs. So
the last time A&M beat Texas was
so even if you're A&M, you still get to host. You don't get the first round bye like you had for most of the year, but you get to host a game.
So last time A&M won this game was 2010. So that's 15 years ago. And Texas wins the game. A&M, honestly, this might be a good thing for them. It depends.
Get a loss out the way.
Depending on a few things, but they get healthy. They get healthy, and they don't have to play in an SEC championship game. So
and you get a loss out of the loss out of your system, and you get a home game. Like
but A&M, even as an A&M fan, like this stinks. You can't lose to Texas.
They'll be in that 6, 7, 8 range. They'll host the first round game in Kyle Field, which no team will want to go into that environment. I mean, and it'll be in December. It'll be an awesome environment for that game.
Absolutely.
But year 2, Mike Elko is a big success and still going.
All right. Next game we're going to talk about is the game. Ohio State, Michigan. Ohio State breaks the streak and honestly destroyed Michigan. Michigan had
they coach circles on them.
2 nice drives at the start, but they only got 2 field goals.
Yep. The turning point of the game was that play that was called a touchdown. Probably should have been a touchback, but
50-50. I thought it was 50-50. I could have seen it go either way, and I was like, okay.
I was surprised to see it. I was not really shocked to see it stand, but I was like, wow, it probably could have been a touchback just because he didn't have control, but that was the turning point. And then the 4th and 5 as well.
Even without the touchback, I still think Ohio State won.
Yeah, they would have won that game.
They were dominant. Michigan has no passing game.
No.
Michigan has no passing game, and you're not going to beat Ohio State with that. Ohio State's just better at every position this year.
Ryan Day coached circles.
And coaching. Their coaching staff's way better. Everything is better at Ohio State. And maybe the worst thing to ever happen to Michigan was winning that 2024 game because what we've seen from Ohio State since, not good for the rest of the college football world.
And Michigan just has a lot of problems right now. I don't know what's going to happen in their future, but
there's stuff circling around, but we're not going to speculate on that. We got to wait to go through. Next game we're going to talk about is probably the 2:30 slate. Miami takes care of Pitt. Not kind of surprised how they did it, but good for Miami. I want to talk about LSU Oklahoma for a little bit before we get into the night.
That was a defensive showdown. Both defenses
kind of expected that, but if you're Oklahoma,
got lucky.
You are really you got a great defense. Like that's not anything. It's probably a top 5 defense in college football. But I don't see this team go far.
The offense is just still out of sorts. Like they'll take like a little step forward and then they'll like have a drive where they throw a pick Like the first play of the game.
If LSU has some sort of offense, I mean, they are with this next head coach they got, but if LSU has any sort of offense, they'll win this game.
I mean, if they scored
They
on
had
that
so many red zone opportunities, but
the second drive of the game, or after the first drive, so Oklahoma had that first drive and they threw a pick. Really could have been a pick six. He just got stopped right at the goal line. Then for first play, right when they get the ball back, had him. You could have ran it in the end zone, and you took too long to make the throw, and you throw a pick. And
yeah,
every time they had a chance. I mean, I think their offense got more life in the second half.
Scare. I mean, they went on a massive run where they win the Neyland, win the Tuscaloosa. They got some big games, and they're in the playoffs. So congratulations,
Missouri.
Big year for Brett Venables. He really needed this year, and he got it.
And probably good that they have a lot of time off because Mateer is probably still lingering from that injury, so he can get healthy. Maybe he can get. They just need to get reps and like do some like live to 7-on-7 throws.
Yeah, they need to get their run game going.
Yeah, I mean their run game has been a lot better than what it was at the beginning of the season. So at least it's progressing, but. I mean, maybe they'll get a home game. Who knows? Probably, most likely, I'm pretty sure they'll get a home game. And that's another place you don't want to go into, but you survive.
Next game I want to talk about is really quick Vanderbilt taking care of business against Tennessee. Despite 2 turnovers early, Vanderbilt dominated this game.
Tennessee had a lot of chances to pull away, but every time
was
in
this game. Vanderbilt at 34 minutes.
Every time Vanderbilt needed to get a stop,
and they went 7 for 10 on third down. Both teams played really good on third down. Vanderbilt had 314 rushing yards.
Yep.
Compared to Tennessee's 83. Which is crazy to say after last year with Dylan Sampson.
And probably a bunch just to get to New York.
Good for him. I think
most likely.
I think it's getting screwed by the playoff, but I hope Vanderbilt gets something out of this, a trophy out of this.
Yeah, either that or they'll get I mean, there were rumors that they wanted a 13th game, which, I mean, I don't blame them. I mean,
if I were one of
these bubble teams, I would have scheduled it.
If that resume was on like a blue blood team, they're in. I think it sucks. I feel bad for Vanderbilt.
I kind of wish I wish that 13th game would have happened. I know Vanderbilt wanted it to happen, but the other team's kind of like, oh well.
Yeah.
Probably would have been more beneficial for the other teams to actually be able to play this game, but I mean, it would have brought more eyes, especially, but good win for Vanderbilt. Great win.
All right.
And they got a big win on the recruiting trail right after that, so.
Absolutely.
That program is only and Clark Lee got an extension, so that program is doing great.
Yep. Final game want to discuss what is Iron Bowl.
Yeah.
Alabama.
We'll touch on this game real quick. SMU losing to Cal, that really caused the chaos in the ACC to happen.
SMU fell into a trap.
Yeah, they got it down.
And played terrible. They deserve to lose the game.
Still a good year for them, but
get
to the Iron Bowl
because they were close to a playoff.
I mean, still playoff appearance in 2 years is still good.
Yeah. All right.
Get to the Iron Bowl.
Iron Bowl. Alabama survives Auburn 24-20. 27-20. 27-20. Yeah, that's right. 27-20. Alabama goes up 17-0. Looks like they're going to run away with the game because Auburn has no offense. Everything Auburn tried, they dropped or couldn't run the ball. Alabama could run the ball in the first half. They could do whatever they want there, but then
a couple big plays happened.
To Malcolm Simmons and Eric Singleton. And Auburn gets right back into the game. Alabama has to make a drop. Alabama's offense stales out again. The blitz was rough.
Yeah, the running backs had a hard time picking up blitzes.
Cam Miller gets hurt. That hurts. And yet Alabama does something they don't do often, but in recent Iron Bowl history they've been clutching Jordan Hare. Ty Simpson instead of kicking a field goal on 4th and 2, Cam DeBoer says, "Screw it, we're gonna go for it." Isaiah Horton gets his 3rd touchdown of the day, went 3 for 3, had 3 touchdowns, and Cam Coleman fumbles at the end of the game, Bray Hubbard. And Alabama survives the Iron Bowl and punches their ticket into the SEC championship to play Georgia.
Yep.
Any thoughts on the Iron Bowl? Brutal. I mean, it's the most miserable game every year for Alabama.
It's good that they got up big, got up 3 possessions, were able to kind of just hold on.
Alabama
got it tied,
but Alabama's biggest issue is they cannot put a team away.
No, they're just not a second half team. I mean, whenever they need.
I'll give them this. Alabama ran the ball. They ran for 158. What I was surprised with, they only had 122 passing yards. Auburn had 411 yards compared to Alabama's 280. But the difference in the game was the turnovers. Auburn had 5 turnovers in this game compared to Alabama's 0.
You want to know what a stat that I want to know is what's the 3rd quarter point differential for Alabama this year, like within opponents? It's got to be so bad.
Alabama was terrible on 3rd down in this game, 4 for 17. Hey. When Alabama's won on the road, they've usually done a 3rd down. This year it was 4 for 17.
Kicking was good.
Kicking was really good. Connor Tulty, after getting booed for the past 2 weeks, hit not only a 45-yarder, which was 6 points, and then he made a 29-yarder. That was 6 points.
Yeah, and they were both. I mean, the 29-yarder you should make it pretty much in your sleep, but the 45-yarder probably nobody thought that he was making it. Puts it right down the middle, so it's like much needed confidence from the fans, I guess.
Positives for Alabama in the game was Tulty and the run game, I'd say. Yeah. And you got Jordan Hare with a win.
And Isaiah Horton.
Alabama plays tight games in Jordan Hare. That's just typical. Yeah. Alabama plays tight games this year, but they win.
It'll take winning by a touchdown in Jordan Hare. Most of the time it's winning by.
Alabama's 10-2, and barring a blowout, they're in the playoff.
Yeah.
So that's rivalry week. Obviously, there were other games.
You want to hear something funny? So this is actually decided what's happening for one of the games tonight. The Mountain West is like.
Oh yeah, I heard.
There's like a 3-way tie, and they had to use computer metrics, and they went through a ton of scenarios, like ton of simulations, and then they chose. So UNLV was already going to make it because they went 10-2. That was like the one team everybody was like, all right, that they'll make it.
Yeah,
I think it was between New Mexico,
Boise State
and someone else.
Boise State was the one. I heard it from people that's like that watches like.
Yeah,
there's no way Boise State should get in this.
No, I thought New Mexico was going to get in, but
a lot of people thought San Diego State was going to get in.
Yeah, that too. Boise's been down this year, but they won. They pulled out a 4th quarter win on last Friday, and they somehow are now playing tonight for the.
You could thank computers for that. They get to play Van Mullen the Mountain West title game this week
at home too. They had to play in Boise.
Oh, nice.
Because they beat Boise Boise beat UNLV earlier in the season. That's a funny tiebreak that had to happen.
A rematch of the Mountain West last year.
Yeah.
In Boise too. Just like last year.
Yeah, different coach. That's another coach.
But then after rivalry week was Black Sunday.
Yeah.
Sunday.
That's another coach you could be on the move. Dan Mullen.
Possibly.
Memphis.
But Black Sunday. This is probably going to take a while. There were a lot of coaching moves that happened during our absence.
The most we've ever seen.
The most we've ever seen, the craziest. Let's go down the list, all right? So,
we need to go through and name each one and grade and give a little summary.
All right, first one. It's Coastal Carolina. Tim Beck's out.
And I guess the free concessions of the games
Free beer did not help.
Nah.
They have not, as of this, they have not hired a coach yet.
Yeah.
because they just recently did. All right, first big one, Tulane. John Summerall, 1907 through 2 seasons, hired by Florida, going to Gainesville. They go group of 5 route. They do another Billy Napier.
This time it's much better.
I think this is a really nice hire by Florida. This isn't a sexy hire, but it's an eat your vegetables hire. And what I mean by that is Summerall's really good at coaching in culture building. And plus he's been one of the hot names for a few years too.
And we'll have to wait and see with the portal, but I think he's going to retain a lot of that roster. And that roster was already like one of the most talented rosters that is kind of put together on the field.
Absolutely. And then
the best
they hired Vanderbilt's offensive coordinator as Georgia Tech's.
Yeah.
It was one of the two. Yeah.
Georgia Tech. It was,
that's on me.
But that's good. Be interesting to see what they add because they'll probably have to play because I think DJ Lagway is going to come back. So they'll probably play to his strengths more so than trying to do what they did with Haynes King.
Yep. Next up, Ryan Silverfield, Memphis, 50-25 at 6 seasons. He's been there for 6 seasons, and he was promoted to head coach after Mike Norvell's departure to Florida State. He coached Memphis in the Cotton Bowl that year and won 8 or more games in 4 of his 6 full seasons with the Tigers. He got hired by the Pigs because they thought they would get someone else, but had to go a different route. And Arkansas fans were not happy with this.
I think they're coming around to it, though. Memphis fans they're pretty happy that he's gone for some reason. I don't know why, but Memphis fans aren't really mad that he's gone. But Silverfield, I was not really pleased with it, but I'm starting to come around. I think I liked what I saw from him from the press conference. Maybe some rejuvenated energy or something in that program.
Arkansas is a tough place to go because I don't think their NIL situation is what you expect from Arkansas.
The AD was saying that they were going to be in the top half of the SEC, so we'll see what that means. Prove it on the field. I guess we'll have to see in the portal if they're capable, but that they're getting apparently some bigger donations, whether it be from the big corporations that are in that state. But it'll be interesting to see. We'll see how that goes, but could be.
Yep.
They just need to build a team, get something.
A hire that went under the radar. Jim Mora, head coach of UConn, goes to Colorado State. Mora's coming off back-to-back 9-win seasons at independent UConn. UConn has not had a 9-win football season since 2007 before Mora.
That's a great hire for Colorado State. I don't know how they pulled that off.
Yeah, they're going into the new Pac-12.
Yeah.
A lot of these teams that are going to be in the new Pac-12 made coaching hires.
That's probably why Mora maybe made that move was because of that.
Yeah.
It really helps. Puts a name on.
Absolutely.
On that.
Next one, Justin Wilcox is out at Cal. They had an interim coach the SMU game. He won that. But Cal gets Oregon's defensive coordinator as their new head coach.
Yeah, Tosh Lupoy, another Saban assistant. He was kind of destined.
48-55 in 9 seasons, and it was a tough year for Cal.
They might switch jobs. I could see Wilcox going to
take a coordinator job.
Yeah, I could see him being. He's a good defensive mind. He can be a defensive coordinator at Oregon. But Lupoy has the Cal ties. He went to Cal. It's kind of just like a perfect fit. Everybody kind of thought it was happening.
All right. So we're about to be done with the unfilled jobs. I think that's all. Let's see. I think Memphis.
UAB hired.
I think Memphis, Tulane, and Coastal Carolina are the only openings left.
Yeah. Memphis, Coastal Carolina, Iowa State now.
Iowa State. Yeah, that's what I was going to get into. Penn State on this list is next up. They got Matt Campbell.
50 days later.
Today, breaking news today, Friday, December 5th. Matt Campbell is in the final stages. Let me get the tweet out.
Yeah, final stages. of
I
being a
don't
Penn
think
State coach.
the contract hasn't come out yet, but according to Pete Thamel and multiple sources, Matt Campbell and Penn State are working toward a deal to make him the next head coach of Penn State. There are multiple stats finalized. The sides met in Iowa on Thursday night and have been working toward an agreement since. Nothing is signed, but there's a few steps remaining. Basically, Matt Campbell's going to be the head coach of Penn State. And Pat Kraft, this was an awful coaching search, but at the last minute, he gets a massive, massive win. This is a massive win for Penn State, especially with how many guys they went through and the quality of coach they're getting. This guy is a football coach and a really good one too. Iowa State was awful. They were one of the worst football programs before Matt Campbell there. And they have no NIL money. And that guy got them the 9-10 wins a year. And now Matt Campbell is going to a place that has a lot of resources. I love this hire for Penn State. Really happy
How long it took?
I'm really happy for Matt Campbell. Really happy for Penn State fans.
They can choose which part.
I mean, it took 50 days, and you end up with Matt Campbell. That's pretty good after whiffing on a lot of candidates.
Yep.
Matt Campbell is always known of a guy to do more with less. Iowa State's been not really a team that can really put up a lot of money. They're losing a ton of money in the athletic department. So, I mean, I kind of could see it coming once his name. He's always been in mentions for jobs. He's been saying no, no, no. This may have been probably best spot for him right here is this
absolutely.
job.
Next up.
Expectations of Penn State are really high, but we'll see what happens. They'll have to cook in the portal. They lost their whole class.
Yeah. They're 150th on National Signing Day, which is going to be tough.
Yeah.
All right. Next up, Oregon State fired their head coach on October 12th. They get a familiar face for both of us. Jamarcus Shepard, associate head coach for Alabama and the wide receivers coach. He goes up to Corvallis and takes over Oregon State in the new Pac-12. I thought Shepard would leave for the Iron Bowl, but turns out he's going to coach the
rest of the way out.
Possibly. I don't know if he's going to go all the way out. I know he's coaching Saturday for Alabama.
Yeah, we'll see. He'll be fine. I think they'll be fine regardless. But
he's been with the Boar for a while. This guy's been with the Boar for a while.
Yeah, very happy for him. People were very interested in why I take this job, but then moving to the Pac-12 will help a lot. We'll make that job a little better. But it'll be interesting to see how he does there. And, I mean, I'll be rooting for him. So.
Yep. All right, next up, Bob Chesney. Bob Chesney leaves James Madison after going 20-4 in 2 seasons with the Dukes. Got hired by UCLA on December 1st. I do not like I think Bob Chesney is going to be a great coach, but I don't think UCLA is
not a good fit.
I don't think it's a good job at all. They don't get an A&A.
So Bob Chesney's he's from like D3, and then he worked his way up D3, D2, and now back D1 at James Madison. It seems like a guy that would be at a place like a lunch pail, like blue collar kind of team, like maybe like it would have like the Penn State fit seemed like seamless, but he chooses to go to the Hollywood route, and I mean we'll see how that goes. I mean,
possibly they'll be playing. Possibly they'll be playing in SoFi Stadium now.
How is that?
I think
they're redoing the Rose Bowl.
I think they're leaving the Rose Bowl. I don't know if that's completely him out. All right, next up.
That'd be weird.
Next up, James Madison decided to hire a guy who got fired at Florida, Billy Napier. 5 years. Sunbelt Billy is back.
Sunbelt Billy is back in the Sunbelt.
Sunbelt Billy is back. Love the hire by James Madison. They're going to be right back in. They're going to be right back in the Group of 5 playoff again.
Yeah, the only thing with James Madison is I hope they can get to like the American Conference soon, so they can start getting more love. The Sun Belt. I mean, it's good that they're ranked right now, but I mean, I want them to get more recognition because they're a really good program.
Yeah. Next up, UAB. They fired Trent Dilfer. They promoted the interim who won the game against Memphis, Alex Mortensen.
Happy for him with his good story with his dad passing, and
Yeah,
it's just a good story. Happy for him. UAB. A lot of people told UAB no for that job. They were posting things on LinkedIn for jobs. They're interviewing like FCS guys.
yeah.
But now they just best hires are the ones you already got, and I think he'll be good. Young, super young, should bring some new energy. Probably will keep a lot of the guys there. They just need to just give him some time, get full reset. It should go a lot better than the past couple of years, but hopefully.
Yep. All right, next up, South Florida. They
Great
bring
hire.
in Brian Hartline from Ohio State. Now, for people that don't know, Brian Hartline was the wide receiver coach for Ohio State for years. He played at Ohio State. He's the guy that brought in pretty much all those elite wide receivers that you know in the NFL right now.
Now he's the offensive coordinator.
This year, he's the offensive coordinator for Ohio State, doing a great job developing Sand, and he goes to South Florida. He could have taken – there were a few other jobs, probably Power 4 jobs that he could have taken, but no, he's like, Tampa's got some good stuff going. There's a lot of coaches from South Florida go to the next level and do pretty good. So Brian Hartline takes the South Florida job. Really love this fit. I love this hire by South Florida. Underrated hire.
Warm spot for him. And
This guy can develop. And for South Florida, that's what you want.
they should get a lot of talent down there. Probably will do good in the portal.
Yep. And the guy he replaces is Alex Golish. Now, this one kind of caught me by surprise, not because Golish left. I've been high on Golish ever since I saw South Florida play Alabama. I think they're really, really well coached. I followed him since Tennessee. He was Tennessee's offensive coordinator in 22 with Hendon Hooker in that great year. His family fled after the fall of the Soviet Union from Russia, and then he worked his way up that way. So yeah, this guy's knows adversity and can deal with adversity. He takes the head coaching job, not at Arkansas like a lot of people thought, but he goes to Auburn. He turns down Arkansas to go to Auburn. Now, for Golish, I think this is a better fit because Auburn will give him every resource he needs to win. The issue is the pressure is way higher at Auburn than it is at Arkansas at this point. But for Auburn's sake, I think this is a big deal for Auburn because Auburn for years has always been pretty good defensively. They have never had the offensive coach. They haven't had a good offensive coach in a while. They tried it with Freeze, didn't work, so they decided to go Alex Golish. Probably Byron Brown goes with him, but who knows? Nicholas, what do you think of Golish going to the Plains?
I think it'll be should be a good fit, but everybody calls Auburn like the gulag now of coaches, so just
it might be.
But we'll see. I think it'll be good.
Golish is development. He wasn't a great developer at South Florida. He wasn't great there. But he did make a big
scored a lot of points, and that's what Auburn needs. Auburn needs a guy who score.
He did make a big move recently. He got to keep DJ Durkin for at least another year, which is massive.
And what helps is they score a lot. So having a good defensive coach complement what you want to do. But they just need to figure out who the quarterback is, develop. I mean, maybe Byron Brown. I think he has another year, maybe. So
I'm not sure
in there, but
Auburn gets the guy.
I think they should just roll with Deuce Knight and develop him. I think that would be the best move, but we'll see what happens in the portal.
Next up, North Texas. They lose Eric Morse to go to Oklahoma State. Love that fit for Oklahoma State.
Yeah, that's a great fit.
Love that fit. Called that for a while. Had the number one offense of the year at 503 yards per game.
And hopefully his quarterback follows him because that quarterback is going to be awesome.
Who North Texas brings in is a guy who did great things at the group of five, but then struggled in the Power 4. Neil Brown. He was really good at Troy,
Yeah, dude.
but when he made the jump to West Virginia, it just never fit.
You want to know something about Eric Morris? He brought a GM with him, and the GM's like 24. It's like one of the youngest.
He's our age. He's
Yeah,
my
he like just graduated from
my
college.
age.
Now he's the GM of the team.
age.
It's crazy.
So, what do you think of Neil Brown?
I mean, I think they'll be good. Good
I
for him
like
to get
the
back in
Eric
the game.
Morris hire more than I do. I was shocked that Neil Brown got another head coaching job.
It's crazy, but I mean,
I was shocked.
he won't have. He can get. It's how you get back in your ranks. I mean, if you want to get back up to big dogs, you gotta. The American is good. He's got to bring a good offense in because North Texas.
Yeah.
They saw a lot of points this year, and it's like their best school. It was probably one of their best seasons ever, and hopefully they get rewarded tonight with the win.
All right, next up. Jonathan Smith got fired on Black Sunday, the former Oregon State head coach, after going 9-15 in 2 seasons, and they were awful in the Big Ten. Who they hire, though, I like this fit if the off-the-field stuff is settled and he learns from his mistakes. Pat Fitzgerald. This guy made Northwestern into an insanely good football team. And
This
now
can be
and recently, I believe today, Michigan State just got a massive donation.
like $401 million.
So they really are excited for Pat Fitzgerald to be their next head coach.
Yeah. The thing with this is a good comparison to a previous head coach there. If you can get consistency like Mark D'Antonio there, like that dude just like still won at a good, really high level at Michigan State. If he can just start building, and Fitzgerald is a really good program builder. I think that Michigan State made probably the best hire they could have out of this situation.
Yep.
Just got to hope the off the field stuff doesn't start going back up, ramping up again. But if he can just get a good culture there, just win games. I mean, winning.
All right. We got 4 more. 4 more. Ready?
Yep.
All right. Stanford. They hired Tavita Pritchard.
Former Stanford quarterback.
Former Stanford quarterback and was the quarterback's coach for the Washington Commanders. I have no clue on this one. No clue.
Maybe he wanted to get back in the college ranks, and Andrew Luck probably controlled that hire, so
yeah,
it doesn't really shock me. You want to see Stanford get back to relevance, but we'll see what happens. Who knows? Their offense will probably maybe get better.
All right. So I saved these 3 jobs because they are the biggest names in the coaching search. All right. So first up, Virginia Tech. They hire James Franklin on November 17th. Home run.
Best hire,
Grand slam.
probably one of the best hires out of this.
Grand slam hire. Holy crap. I would not be surprised if Pat Kraft is a sleeper agent for Virginia Tech because how the heck do you get that?
It's a great, really awesome move. He could have gone anywhere. He goes to Virginia Tech, which is a perfect spot because he can build. It's a great culture if you can get behind, and great history. And they need to get back good because you can get an Enter Sandman back on the national level.
And guess what? They're doing
top 20 in the trail.
They did great on National Signing Day.
Yep, top 20. It would not shock me in at least 2 years if they're. I think this year their schedule is pretty manageable. They could probably. It wouldn't shock me if they went like 7-5, 8-4. Just with how good of a coach James Franklin is, probably won't have too many big games, and maybe they can pull some of them out if they're at home. But you just want to see. I think he'll have them at the top of the ACC. Wouldn't shock me.
It could be a quick rebuild for Virginia Tech, and probably he'll take a bigger job.
Well, what helps is a lot of the players that were on Brent Pry's team probably had connections in some way to James Franklin.
Yeah, and a lot of Penn State's recruits followed him down the black spread.
They have a lot. Their talent just went up. Like the stocks of their talent just went up significantly, and they'll probably start helping him out in the NIL and whatnot. But Brent Pry and James Franklin had a good relationship, so he probably got a lot of tips from him on like the team and
Mhm.
a good feel. So it helps even more.
All right, before we get into the last two, because I think we all know what those are going to be. Two jobs that didn't open up that I thought would were Baylor and Florida State. They both decided to stay put. Probably because they didn't have the money to fire them, or they didn't think they'd get a
Florida
good
State definitely didn't have that. They probably didn't have the money to. I don't know what kind of coach they probably could have gotten in on that. And
I think next year Norvell's probably number one on the hot seat.
Yeah, and the thing with Baylor is their AD, that their whole like they're top of the people at their school are going through some stuff, and they had to get a new AD. Probably didn't want to have to fire Aranda, so it's probably just wait until next year.
Probably.
Maybe unless the new AD comes in and he can fire him right in January. But
Yeah.
All
right. Let me take a drink before I get into this last one. All right. Now, for the big one, the one that broke college football. One that broke college football on Monday and made Marty Smith a hostage in Ole Miss's athletic department for a while. Lane Kiffin, he is going to LSU. He burned all the bridges at Ole Miss and told all of his offensive staff, get on the plane with LSU with me, or you're gone. Lane Kiffin is an LSU Tiger, and Pete Golding is going to replace him. The day after Lane Kiffin leaves, Ole Miss says, all right, we're going to hire Pete Golding as our new head coach. Kiffin, after building back up his reputation, burns yet another bridge. Now 2 SEC fan bases hate him, hate his guts so bad. But LSU gets the guy they wanted. They get the big one. And LSU's going to have an offense. I have no idea who they're going to bring in as their defensive coordinator, though. But LSU is
probably Lane Kiffin's brother.
An LSU Tiger.
Either Kiffin's brother or Blake Baker, who Blake Baker's probably taking the Tulane job.
I think he takes the Tulane job, yeah.
It's a good hire.
Great hire.
Great hire.
You know, what are we supposed to say? It's like, yeah, you got the big one. You got a guy who's won 10 games at Ole Miss. He's made Ole Miss into a freaking powerhouse.
Well, we'll see how quick it can get turned around, but because those LSU fans don't
What do you think of the way he did it?
I mean, it could have been handled better, but I mean, look, you can't blame him. I mean, at the end of the day,
I thought he'd stay at Ole Miss. I thought he'd stay at Ole Miss because in the NIL era, you can build pretty much about the same roster as LSU.
You can, but
LSU is such a good job because if everything lines up, LSU is a top 5 job in college football, I think.
Yeah. That's why at the end of the day, that's why I thought he would take it, just because the names in that played for that team, the championships that they've won, the stadium atmosphere. Because you've seen Lane in the past, especially this season, he calls out his fans a lot for not being loud, not showing up, leaving early, and then he gets to experience like a night in Death Valley, and he'll be like, "Oh, that's another plus of why I left the job right there."
He's been on the opposing side a few times.
And they've not done good there in night games there. So now he gets to be on the sidelines. I think another thing is this is all the NCAA's fault. I mean, scheduling.
They have no boundaries. You
got to fix your schedule when guys can take jobs. You got to win guys. It all comes down to National Signing Day, transfer portal. That's like the main thing.
I mean, right? Kiffin's like, can I please coach? Ole Miss is like, no. You have more time to poach our players.
I don't blame either side in this case.
I don't blame Ole Miss at all. They probably gave him everything he could have ever wanted, but Kiffin's like, still, no.
Yeah. So I don't blame either side, but it's at the end of the day, this all stems from the NCAA's problems.
Yeah, it's a crappy situation for Ole Miss.
And Ole Miss, the good thing is they'll probably come together and come out better. Like, I don't know what they'll come out better, but as a fan base, they'll come out better as a fan base, more rejuvenized for this playoff run. what's funny enough is now Charlie Weiss, who hopped on the plane, everybody was throwing the birds at him. He's now coming back just to call plays for this, and then he's going back down the LSU. Kind of interesting that they're letting that happen, but
He's not Kiffin.
no, but this will help, I guess,
I
stabilize
think,
the
I think
offense.
Ole Miss fans are kind of okay with Weiss because it's like,
Yeah,
guys, like, all right, I can't. I'm either going with Kiffin or I don't have
look,
the job.
if you this Sunday, if you draw Ole Miss your first round, you're probably feeling really happy. Like if you're a road team that has to go to Ole Miss is a good team. Like their defense has been really much improved despite like the scoreboard of other games. Their offense is really at elite level, top 5. We'll see how their offense looks. I mean, it could change some things. Maybe they're aggressive. Maybe they aren't as aggressive as because Lane is usually aggressive on 4th down and stuff. Maybe they aren't as aggressive. Like we won't know how P. Golding will coach a game. He's never been in that position like as a head coach.
Yeah, even if Ole Miss wins, Lane Kiffin still wins. He gets more money.
Yeah, LSU will be paying him. So
So
we'll see how it affects the
what do you think
playoffs.
of
I'm not
Golding
sure.
hire? I mean, as Alabama fans, we have a interesting relationship with Pete Golding.
I mean, both exits weren't really pretty. I mean,
I think for what they had to do, especially how this
it was either Joe
I
Judge or
think
Golding.
he's a good stopgap guy.
I don't know
Like,
what kind of success
Him
he'll
and
have.
Sharon, I think he's in the same tier like with Sharon Moore. I think they're both stopgap guys.
Yeah, we'll see. Maybe he's a lot better. He's a really good recruiter. That's one thing. One thing
Yeah.
he was good at is good at
Okay,
recruiting.
that's true.
But I don't know how he is. He was a head coach at UTSA, or was he just a coordinator?
I'm not sure on that.
I know he may have been. I don't because this may be his first head coaching job, or it's his second because he was at UTSA. But I don't remember. Either way, his first game is going to be in the playoff, probably a home game. If you get him, if you're a team who is the opposition, you're probably licking your chops that you're getting this opportunity.
Yeah.
But we'll see how that goes. I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, and this is all stems from the NCAA's needs to figure out their scheduling, fix. They seem to go off kind of like the NFL does, do every national signing day after the season. Transfer portal opens up after the season. It'll limit a lot of these coaching. I mean, coaches may still believe, but it's like it'll help because, I mean, you got to build your roster right when you get there. Because, I mean, when you have – that's why LSU had to do it because National Signing Day was Wednesday. You got to get guys on your team for next year. I mean, there's no – can't really blame them for that.
All right. What did I miss anything or did we knock out everything?
I think we knocked out everything. I mean, the open jobs right now, Memphis, Tulane, Coastal Carolina and Iowa State now, so 4 jobs.
Yeah.
And Tulane, probably Blake Baker. I could see Memphis getting Dan Mullen.
That would be fascinating.
Yeah. And then Iowa State, I don't even know who they – oh, wait, Kansas State. We forgot them. Chris Kleiman retiring.
I knew that. Kleiman retired, and they hired their former quarterback.
Yeah, Colin Klein.
Who's been pretty good at – he's been pretty good at
A&M. He was really good with it, like Marcel Reed and this year. And should be really, really loved in Kansas State. So we'll see how that goes. Yeah. I could see that going pretty good.
Yeah.
But other than that, are you ready to get into some games?
All right. We are finally on to games.
There we go.
Let's do it.
All right. We can start with Friday's games.
Let me pull that up.
4 games on Friday. 4 games tonight. Kind of weird timing because we're all at 6.
So tonight we have Kennesaw State, Jacksonville State, Troy JMU in the Sun Belt, UNLV Boise State, all because of computers in the Mountain West Championship, and UNT at Tulane.
That's who everybody will be tuned into that game.
Because UNT Tulane is for a playoff spot.
And it's just 2 like really good offenses. I mean, if you like offense, tune into this game.
And then for Troy JMU, it could have playoff implications. It just need one thing to happen, and we'll talk about that when we get there.
Yep.
I think again, I'll be tuned in to probably Troy Tulane, and then I'll flip back and forth with that and UNLV. UNLV. I want to watch a little bit of UNLV and see what
You got
Boise
YouTube TV. You can put up a quad box.
Yeah.
The thing with North Texas and Tulane, I'm just intrigued. I think rain might be in the forecast in New Orleans, but other than that,
Red Slap versus
you have to. This is if you like
Red
offense.
Slap,
you have to try to-
BYU versus
The
Tulane versus Mestamaker.
Messmaker is a great story. He's probably going to Oklahoma State. Even if he doesn't go to Oklahoma State, he could go anywhere he wants. We'll get as much money as
He'll get NIL money from.
he's as good as advertised. He's
He'll
really
get NIL money from probably Texas Tech or somewhere like that.
yeah. I mean, he works. His quarterback coach is Patrick Mahomes' coach and quarterback coach, and I mean he's really talented. He could do it all on the field.
He's been incredible this year.
I mean, he's like the one guy.
I'm glad for North Texas because I am from North Texas. Denton's. I am from around there, so I'm super happy for them. I have a ton of friends that go to North Texas.
I'll be rooting for North Texas. I like Drew Mestamaker a lot.
I like both these teams.
Yeah,
I have connections on both these sides. Now on Saturday we got 5 games. First up is 11 a.m. You either got Western Michigan as a 1.5-point favorite against Miami of Ohio in the MAC.
Yeah.
Or
Western Michigan's gonna win this game.
Or the game that everyone's probably going to be watching at 11 a.m. The rematch. BYU not at Texas Tech, but basically it's going to be a home game for Texas Tech. This game is in Arlington in Jerry World, and pretty much I was telling Nicholas before the show, there's a lot of Texas Tech fans in Arlington. Again, I'm from this area. I know this area pretty well. There's a lot of Red Raiders. I do not think the Mormons will travel, but not as much as Texas Tech fans. Mahomes will probably be there if they don't have a game this week.
Yeah.
Where do you see this game going? I got Texas Tech.
I think it'll be a lot closer than it was last time because last time these two teams played, BYU got off to a horrible start. A couple turnovers early, missed field goal. They kind of just gifted the game right away to Texas Tech. Texas Tech also had a lot of opportunities missed on offense.
That's where I am with this game. I think Tech could have made it a lot worse.
Yeah. I think this game will be closer than what people think. Like, I think maybe it won't be a 2-touchdown game, maybe a 10-point game or something, but I got Texas Tech. Texas Tech has a really good front seven. Rodriguez is an awesome
is where I believe this game will be won, and BYU really relies on their run game, but maybe with Kalani Sitake staying in BYU and the revenge factor, maybe the Mormons could win this. And if the Mormons win this, then Notre Dame and Miami are going to be shaking on Sunday. Yeah. Because I think that's where the chaos goes. But we got playoff a little later in the show. We'll talk about that situation later and a few chaos scenarios there. But BYU, Texas Tech. I think a lot of people are rooting for Texas Tech in this one, really outside of a few places.
Yeah.
Next game up is the only game at 3 o'clock. The SEC Championship. Here we go again. Georgia, Alabama. Here we go again.
Yep.
Georgia's going for back-to-back SEC championships, and Alabama is looking for their first SEC championship under Kalen DeBoer. Kalen DeBoer is 2-0 against Kirby Smart in his time at Alabama, including going on the road and ending Georgia's 33-game winning streak in Athens earlier this year. Georgia is currently a 2.5-point favorite, but Alabama is the home team. Alabama is currently the SEC's #1 seed, and this game is going to be an injury bowl, basically. Both these teams are wrecked with injuries, but that's every team this time of year, especially in the SEC. Nicholas, what do you think of the SEC championship this year? It's Alabama and Georgia again.
Yeah. Same thing. I mean, it's going to be a good game, just like it always is. I think the difference of like first time these two teams met, third downs, Alabama went 9 for 9 the first half. They were cooking Georgia. I mean, they could probably do it again. Like they'll be able to. The passing game, we'll see what happens with the running back situation.
This game will be interesting because this time Alabama's going to be on neutral field.
Yeah, no.
So,
it'll be interesting to see how
that much of a factor, which has been crowd noise has been like the biggest issue with Alabama. That and blitzes this year.
Yeah,
and for Georgia, it's been passing games. That's where teams have really diced them up. Yeah. But they've come into their own, especially at the end of the year. X factor in this game, I think, is Zachariah Branch.
For Georgia, yeah.
Zachariah Branch for Georgia, and for Alabama,
Ryan Williams.
It's got to be Ryan. I mean, they got to get him involved.
I mean, he didn't get 0 catches last week. He didn't really have many snaps either, but
they got to get him involved.
And Alabama's tight ends group. I think that's another X factor because Cuevas is probably out, I would guess.
And he's questionable. Him and Jim Miller are both questionable. I would expect both of them to be out. Two big injuries that are going to be out for both these games is, I believe, Drew Bobo is going to be out for Georgia.
Bobo's out. He's out for the season.
That's a massive blow to Georgia. And for Alabama, LT Overton, 22, the edge transfer from Texas A&M, who's been one of the better pass rushers for Alabama this year, is going to be out this game.
Yeah, that's not – you can't replace him. That's a guy you can't replace.
You can't replace him, but Alabama's got some guys there that are able to get to the pass rusher. I mean, the nice thing about this is that Rusaw's back, Yonze Pierce can come up, Keon Keeley can get to the quarterback. Pretty good. Line of scrimmage will be a big factor in this game. Let's see if Alabama can keep up with running the ball because they ran the ball on a pretty good Auburn run defense. I was surprised.
Yeah. I think this is a game so Daniel Hill will be getting a lot of the carries.
I'm expecting Daniel Hill, AK Deer, and wherever Richard Young is.
Hopefully it's just AK. I wouldn't mind it, Richard Young, but AK Deer hopefully gets more. You only got like 2 or 3 touches.
Yeah.
Plus like a perception. He's a guy who can like change things. Cause like, remember in the postseason 2018, like Najee Harris did not get many touches that season. And then he explodes in the postseason. This could be a similar case for AK Deer. Like we could see that. It wouldn't shock me if that happened, but
possibly
this is what Alabama needs, like limit turnovers.
Again, these are 2 of the best programs in the country.
You got to win the turnover battle. Last time you did, you got to do it again. I mean, you can't lose a turnover battle. You got to execute in special teams. I mean, you didn't do that. Technically, you missed a field goal against Georgia, but you did come out of the
the winner of this game, and there's implications on this game for both these teams. For Georgia, it's either going to be one of 2 things. If you win, you get a bye.
If you lose, you get a home game. So
if you lose, you get a home playoff game against an at-large team or possibly a group of 5 team. I'm not sure.
If you're a Georgia fan, you want to win just so you get the monkey off your back, like the Alabama.
You want to win. You want to beat Alabama if you're Georgia.
Yeah.
I mean, both these teams really want this win.
Yeah.
But I think the bye will be very beneficial for whoever wins this game. For Alabama, I have no idea what they do if they win. I believe if they win, they'd get a bye.
I would guess.
I don't think they're going to give 3 Big Ten teams buys. I think they're going to give the SEC champion a bye.
They should, but you never. I could. I wouldn't. If they are not.
Look, if Alabama wins, they'll either be the 5 seed or they'll be the 4 seed.
Maybe the 3. I could see them being the 3 seed.
They'll either get a bye or the 5 seed. And I think that's where both, if Alabama loses, then they're going to be in. I just think it'll probably be on the road against possibly another SEC team, or I would say probably an SEC team, but it's got to be close.
Either SEC team or Oregon. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, I think it's going to be close, though, for Alabama. If Alabama keeps this close, they'll be in. That's basically it. I don't see this to be a blowout. It never is between these two schools.
No.
They're wars. Both teams are injured to hell. Both teams have strengths and weaknesses. Going to be a great game. It's the SEC championship. It's Alabama, Georgia. I'm not complaining. Next game. Which game do you want to talk about first?
Big Ten championship.
Because
we can do the ACC championship.
Let's do ACC first. So the ACC championship is Virginia, who took care of business and is in because the NC State game they played earlier in the year is not a conference game.
Nope.
Don't ask why. Don't ask why. Don't ask why. Miami probably gets screwed here, but you got to win your games, Miami. Virginia is going to the playoff if they win. The team they're playing, though, that's where things get interesting. Duke. Duke is 8-5 this year, but due to tiebreakers and a few things going their way, they're in the stands. No, they're not even 8-5. They're 7-5. They have one SEC. They have two ACC losses. Their losses this year have been at Tulane, Illinois, Georgia Tech, UConn, and Virginia.
Yeah, Duke's lost a lot of games.
But only two ACC games.
Yeah.
And the big thing with this game is last time these two teams played was in November 15th in Duke and Virginia. 34-17 was the game. The story of the game was Virginia had 35 minutes of time and went 12 for 19 on third down. Duke did not. That was the story of the game. And Chandler Morris outplayed Darian Mensah. This is the reason you bring in Darian Mensah. And something interesting about this game is North Texas, Chandler Morris last year played for North Texas. Darian Mensah last year played for Tulane.
Funny. The AAC strikes again. Well, the other thing I've heard, Chandler Morris is known for losing like a lot of big games in his career. So, especially in the case like TCU and a lot of spots. So,
again, if Virginia wins this game, they're in the playoff.
I think I might lean Duke.
It's crazy.
I think I might lean Duke in this one. Duke, both offenses are very explosive. This is a game if you like offense. Another like Tulane.
Yeah, and both these teams haven't been to the ACC championship in years. I mean, last time.
Yeah. I wonder what the crowd's going to be like.
Last time Virginia won was 2018. Remember that year they played Florida in the Orange Bowl?
I wonder what the crowd would look like.
By Kelly Bryant, Clemson.
I wonder what the crowd looks like in that game.
I think it's going to be a lot of Duke. Because Duke's in.
I don't know if Duke really cares like football like that. They can't even fill up their own stadium. Maybe they'll come out for that one. The thing with this game, I think Duke is going to put up a lot of points. Like both defenses are not good. Like
if you're a season ticket holder for ACC championship, I'm sorry, you're probably not going to make a lot of money.
No, not really any money at all. Both pass defenses are not good. Both really offenses are really. I mean, Virginia has a really good running game. Duke has a good running game. They're both really good on offense. Their defenses are both bad.
Let's take a look.
Whichever defense can come up with the big stop will win this game. I'm going to take Duke. I think it's going to be an upset.
You can get into the Mountain West Championship for $6.
Nice. But I like the Duke Blue Devils in this game.
Here, you keep talking.
I like Darian Mensah in this spot. It's going to be good. They paid him a lot of money.
The cheapest ticket for this game is $26.
There you go.
And a really close ticket,
probably like
goes up 148.
Not bad. I kind of hate that the ACC championships in Bank of America. That's just such an ugly stadium to have it
in the
at.
Panthers Stadium.
Always like the weather's always trash. It's always rainy. It's
Yeah, but
always
Charlotte's where the
yeah,
ACC kind of head.
offices. Yeah,
All right,
but I mean that's about it. I'm
now
not in.
going from a game that used to be pretty crap. Now it's 1 versus 2. Probably for the first time. Probably
Ever. It's the first time ever.
First time a 1 versus 2 conference championships happened since Florida Alabama with Tebow.
Yeah, probably the first time ever in the Big Ten.
Yeah. So Indiana, Ohio State, 1 versus 2. Winner gets the 1 seed. The loser probably still gets the first round bye anyway.
Yeah, definitely. This is
And while the game is
in
not
Indy.
as big as it used to be, both these teams are still going to really want. Indiana, it's pretty obvious why they haven't been here.
They're gonna their home state. They're gonna travel. It's gonna be a really
their
good
home state. They're
Ohio
going to pack
State
out.
travel's good.
Be a lot of red,
It's gonna
different
be even
shades of red.
50-50.
For Ohio State, they haven't been here since before the pandemic.
Oh wow. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true. It's always been Michigan. Yeah.
And the cheapest ticket to get into this game is $606.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shows it matters at least. I mean, if you have a Big Ten championship ticket right now, it's
Indiana fans are going to pack the stadium out, I think. And then Ohio State always travels.
I think this game's gonna be low scoring. Like both defenses have been really good this year.
You think so?
Ohio State's defense has been really, really good.
And the best in the country.
Yeah, definitely the best in the country. Indiana's been probably like top 10 in the country on defense. Mendoza's he's been really good this year, but he struggled at times when he needed to pass. They've leaned on the run game the past couple of weeks, and whenever I've watched him, he makes some passes where it's like, oh, he probably should have picked it. He needs to just trust his reads, not trying to force anything. Because I think Ohio State, Caleb Downs has been hunting. Arvell Reese, you cannot turn the ball over against this team. Their offense has been clicking on cylinders.
Both these teams. The weird thing about both these teams is they both didn't play hard schedules this year.
No.
So both of them haven't been tested that much. Indiana's been tested probably a little more because they went to
had a couple of game-winning drives. They've had 3 game-winning drives against Iowa, Oregon, and Penn State. 3 game-winning drives. The thing with Ohio State, they've been kind of on cruise control all year. I mean, they got tested for about a quarter against Michigan, and they kind of just ran away with it. They haven't really been tested since week 1.
Mm-hmm.
The thing with this game, what Ohio State did a really good job at last week, which they haven't really done a whole lot this year, is they ran the ball really good. Bo Jackson really
that was a big story, especially last week in the game.
And there's another big story that we haven't touched on. The winner of this game, most likely, if the player plays good, at least, will probably win the Heisman.
Yeah, unless it's a low score, then I think Pavia has a chance.
I think Pavia should probably win it, just personal opinion, but I mean, they're going to probably give it to one of these guys, which I would probably rather Sayin win it just because, like Mendoza, like last week, Mendoza threw for like 115. I get they're playing Purdue, but it's like he hasn't played in a lot of the fourth quarter. His numbers aren't a lot of touchdowns, but like Pavia has like 4,000 passing yards. He's got a lot of interceptions though. But I mean, it's an interesting race. Jeremiah Love, like he could win it. Like he would be up there, and he's like I think he's hurt right now. But I mean, I don't know. This game's gonna be good. I think it'll be low scoring though. I would love it to be a shootout, but I think Ohio State's defense.
I think Ohio State wins this game, and I think it's probably going to be a 24-14, 24-21 game.
Yeah, 24-17, 24-20. I just don't trust Indiana in this spot still. It's kind of like last year these two teams played. They made a couple mistakes, and Ohio State just kind of ran with it. I think the same thing's going to happen. Indiana's going to make a couple mistakes. Even though Mendoza is probably a better quarterback fit for this situation than last year, that they won't make mistakes. They've been leaning on the run game a lot, which has been good, which you'll probably not be able to run the ball much against Ohio State.
Agreed.
Michigan was able to for a little bit, but Ohio State quickly fixed it. But it should be a good game. I mean, maybe round 1 of 2 could be, since they'll probably be at least number 1 and 2 seeds in the college football playoff. But I mean, it's a good game. I mean, it'll be prime time. I mean, a lot more people will be watching this than the ACC game, but I'll still be watching the ACC game because
I'll watch the ACC because since it's like they're both.
I think the ACC game will have much more. If you like more offense, ACC games probably have one for you.
Yeah, agreed.
But if you want to see more talent, then watch the Big Ten. Watch good ball.
I think both games are going to be fascinating, though.
Yeah, be good. But I think Ohio State wins.
I think so too. All right.
But Indiana, the same day they play basketball, they have a basketball game in Indianapolis. So but it's like before. It's like at 1:00 or something. Then they're playing like Louisville. Then they're playing Ohio State, like just across the street, in the later in the night. Kind of funny.
Yep. All right. So here's the playoff this week. Now we're on to the playoff, our final thing. So playoff this week looks a little different after rivalry week. So no Notre Dame, no Miami. Alabama jumped Notre Dame this week.
Not surprising.
Wait, no. This is after.
This is you're a week behind, brother.
Well, give me a second. Trying to find a good one. Trying to find a good bracket.
Alabama's 9. 10 is
Notre Dame.
Notre Dame is 10, yeah. BYU is 11. This game, I mean, I think Alabama's in regardless of what happens. Just don't get blown out. I mean, they did it last year. SMU lost by 3. They got in. They probably would have lost by 7. They probably still would have gotten in. But
yeah,
I think Alabama will be in. Just don't get blown out.
Mm-hmm.
I think if Texas Tech beats BYU, I think
Then
BYU
they're
might be eliminated. I think they're gone. Then that comes up. There's probably 2 teams in that argument, or maybe 3 if you want to include Vandy, but probably not. I think it's between Miami and Notre Dame.
All right. Here we go. I finally found one. All right. Now this looks a little better. Okay.
That's it.
So Notre Dame, A&M. So this scenario would mean that Virginia wins the ACC. This bracket looks like if Virginia wins the ACC and the American, which looks about right.
Yeah, this is just right now just who's higher strength right now for those 2 conferences.
Yeah, this looks like if everything went chalk. If everything went chalk and nothing changed, I think maybe this stays the same.
Now, if Alabama
wins,
Georgia wins, yeah, chalk. Georgia wins, chalk.
Georgia wins, then do you flip Alabama Notre Dame?
Yeah, probably.
And make Oklahoma Notre Dame a game, and then Alabama A&M.
You put Miami in over Notre Dame.
They should, but
I mean, the committee this year has talked about head-to-head mattering. You got to stick with what you're saying. Head-to-head's got to matter.
Agreed.
Like, Oklahoma is ahead of Alabama right now for that reason.
The only reason Oklahoma Notre Dame's ahead of Miami right now is eye test, and I think that's a stupid reason.
Notre Dame. I mean, it would be a rematch between A&M and Notre Dame, which would be great, but Notre Dame missed a point at PAT. Could have won that game against A&M. Like they would be.
Notre Dame is going to be Notre Dame and Miami are enemies usually, especially with Catholics versus convicts. But both of them are going to join at the hip for one game. They're both going to be massive Red Raider fans because if BYU wins, I don't think Alabama's going to be the one punished. I think it's going to be the Notre Dame or Miami.
That's who it will be.
Yeah, because even though I don't think it should be right, but if Duke wins, then I think James Madison and Tulane get in, and I like those teams, but I don't think that should be a playoff.
No,
I think they should have their own group of 5 playoff. I think that'd be more entertaining for everyone.
Yeah, I think if that would be terrible if Duke got in or JMU.
Yeah, because right now, like the only interesting game on here are the only 2 interesting games are Oklahoma Bama rematch or A&M Notre Dame.
Like if Georgia lost to Alabama, I think the only switches. I think Texas Tech will probably be 3. Like
The only
Alabama jump Texas Tech.
here's where I'd go. If Alabama beats Georgia, then I think Alabama either goes to 4, Texas Tech, or they're in the same side. They'd be in the same side. If Alabama wins, they'll either be 4 or 5.
I wouldn't. I wouldn't. I think the committee could maybe top.
I think they'd move Tech above Alabama.
Yeah, I don't know. I could see them jumping Tech for some reason. Just like better resume.
The interesting thing would be like if Bama wins and BYU wins, then Bama could probably go up to the 3 there, and then Oregon 4.
Yeah, Oregon or Georgia.
Golly, there's a possibility that 3 Big Ten teams could get buys, and all the playoff games could be in SEC country.
Yeah,
all first round games could be in SEC country.
So, I would, if you're an Alabama fan, you kind of want to be on the opposite side of Ohio State. Like you want to be on that 2 seed side with Indiana.
Even if they move back to 10, I'd be fine.
I'd be fine with it. Except for having to go to Kyle Field would be kind of miserable. How would they? I'm surprised that Ole Miss is above A&M.
I was surprised. That was the biggest shocker on Tuesday was they didn't move Ole Miss at all. In fact, they actually rose them because of A&M's loss. I thought they'd actually talk about that, but
I guess it's because they lost at Texas.
There's a lot of chaos scenarios in this situation, and I think the big one is the ACC championship in the Big 12, because basically what I think happens is in the Big 10 is that let's say Indiana wins, then I think they just flip.
Yeah, 1 and 2 is all already locked in. I think 3, 5 is probably locked. 5 may not be locked in. We'll see.
5 or 4 would be interesting for Alabama.
I think 1 and 2 are locked in. 3.
I think if Alabama wins the SEC, then I think their fate probably is with Oregon.
I think Oklahoma, A&M, and Ole Miss are pretty much staying in that 6 to 8 range. Maybe they'll drop them to 9.
Maybe they'll flip each of them. I think they could flip A&M and Ole Miss.
Yeah, it wouldn't shock me.
I think A&M should go in, be.
I think A&M should be higher than. They're both 11-1 though, so you can't really but punish them for that.
And like if you want to go by eye test or
eye test. I don't know. They both played South Carolina, and Ole Miss looked a lot better.
I think that for that situation to come down like what's the better game we can make.
Yeah. Like an A&M versus Alabama game would bring in a lot of numbers.
A&M Alabama or Oklahoma Alabama again.
Yeah.
Both would make a lot of money for college football.
Either way, that would be the primetime game for that.
Either blue blood versus blue blood or I think what they really want is Alabama and Notre Dame.
Yeah,
if they could put it together, it'd be Alabama and Notre Dame. Or like
as a fan, so do you want to buy if Alabama were to win? Do you want to buy or do you want the 5 seed?
I'd be good either way because for the buy, it's like Alabama needs the rest, but also if we get the 5 seed, then we get one more home game. I get one more home game, Brian Denny.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Which is always sick. But I'd personally want the 4, but again, they got to be Georgia, and Georgia's tough.
Yeah.
If they lose, I probably
put them at 10.
I would rather go to Norman than I would Kyle Field.
I wouldn't mind going to Kyle Field. Just a team that Alabama's had trouble with. Alabama's had trouble with
Kyle Field. You wouldn't mind going into Kyle Field?
No.
Kyle Field's miserable, man.
Yeah, but Alabama's had trouble with Venables. But I mean, you'd be playing the same team again, like a team that you lost last time.
I want to see Duke.
I want to see Duke win, just cause more chaos. Sick of his committee.
I think that'd be funny. I think Duke winning and BYU winning would be funny.
That would be terrible if, like, just for the normal average viewer, you cannot put JMU in. I'm sorry.
You can't. You
have to, but you can't.
You got to put another at-large in.
Like, you got to put another at-large. Screw the rules.
How many automatic qualifiers get in? 4, right?
4 plus the group of 5, so 5.
One.
Now they're
Ohio
trying to say
State,
6, so it could be 6.
SEC,
Oh yeah, ACC, so 6.
Ohio State, SEC.
Oh no,
Big 12.
auto bids. Big 12, SEC, ACC,
God, you have to put the
group of
ACC
5.
in. Oh, it means like 2
How
of the
about,
games.
how about they just put in Miami?
But just put in Miami. Just put in Miami and Notre Dame at that point, or Texas. I take Vanderbilt. I think Vanderbilt got screwed.
Or
here.
Texas.
I put any of those places. I mean, this
Vanderbilt just would have won.
This isn't a slight to the Group 5. It's just like I want to see a better playoff. All right. Any other final thoughts on this game? Any other final thoughts?
I think it'll be chaos on Sunday. We could go live. We could do an episode right after the playoffs. Maybe we'll
do that. I mean, you could probably come over to my place. We'll watch it and then go live.
Yeah. But other than that, it'll be a great Saturday, championship Saturday, championship Friday, championship Saturday, sickos, chaos Sunday. Good weekend. Heading
I can't
into
wait to watch
Christmas
that.
season.
I can't wait to watch that entire show.
I'm pretty sure next week we get
I love
bowl games.
watching. It's like 3 hours. It's like 3 hours long.
Wait, no.
I love watching it. And maybe
Next week,
maybe some bowl games will get announced.
on Sunday they usually do, but I think next week is Army Navy.
Who's going to be in the true playoff? Who's going to be in the Pop-Tart Bowl? I want SMU to be in the Pop-Tart Bowl so bad, but I think it's going to be Miami.
And then Miami was in it last year.
I think it's going to be Miami or Georgia Tech.
Then next year you'll get
Texas is either going to the Cheez-It Bowl or the Royal Iowa Quest. That's
next week you'll get the Army Navy game too.
Yeah, that's right.
And then the week after that you'll get bowl games, so or maybe the weekdays after that.
And I love bowl games. Like I know they're not as big as they used to be. Hell, the Frisco Bowl is now the Xbox Bowl.
Yeah, but you get daytime football in the middle of the Christmas break. So it's great.
Over Christmas break. How could you not love that?
Especially daytime football.
I know.
It's great. And you get like the random locations like the Bahamas Bowl.
Yeah, and then we get the NFL still.
And you get the Pinstripe Bowl, yeah, NFL, college basketball heating up. It's a great time. And then you get the New Year coming.
It's gonna be also gonna be a great day of college basketball on Saturday. If you're a college sports fan, you are eating good on Saturday.
Next couple of weeks will be good. All right. Good long episode for you guys. We'll be back next week. We'll be back the rest of the year. Our schedules will be freeing up next week, so we'll be back full go, all gas, no brakes, as Steve Sarkisian says. And Nicholas Elliott, JD Zasa, Fourth and the Mile podcast. We'll be back next week. Peace.